St George's flags are creating no-go zones for NHS staff, health bosses warn. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by NHS staff? Why would NHS staff be worried about it? Is the majority of NHS staff made up of something or whatever? What do you mean by that? NHS staff could be here. I hate NHS staff. A trust leader hails the bravery of black and Asian healthcare workers for continuing to treat patients in areas designed to exclude them. What, by waving the English flag of the country that they are in? The flag of the country they're in excludes them, then why are they here? They were allowed in. We rolled out the red carpet for them. Like, what do you mean? Flag doesn't exclude anyone. That's the flag of the country they're in. It's very strange. Flying of St George's flags across the country are creating no-go zones for NHS staff, with some facing frequent abuse, health bosses have warned. Are the flags insulting them? Are the flags yelling at them? Are the flags cocking shotguns and saying, back the way you came? Like, they're not doing any of that. It's a flag on a pole. We have to walk around Palestine flags covering every single pole all the bloody time. It's a country I'm not even from. Right, a country full of people that don't like me very much, granted. Right, but still, I don't feel comfortable around them. But we had to put up with that for, years. Right, but then as soon as we fly, our own, English, as soon as they fly their own flag, we're doing it up here as well. I was through Coatbridge the other day, and all the flags were all the way down the street. It was gorgeous. Right, but still, that's the flag of the country that you're in. If you don't like that flag, then why did you move to that country? That's weird. It's like moving to England and going, I can't believe there's English people here. Like, what did you expect? Right, it's dumb. You're dumb. If you're annoyed by the flag of the country you're in, then you're dumb and you should leave. Right, this is just a boo-hoo-hoo. Who cares? Fucking leave then. Several NHS staff, NHS Trust chief executives and leaders have said that staff feel intimidated by the national symbols, including when they make home visits. Wait a minute, the NHS still does home visits? Since when? That might be for the oldies. Well, tough titty. Tough titty. It's the flag of the country that you're in, the flag of the country that you're trying to become a citizen of. Right, that's like tough titty. What do you want us to do? Change the flag? Whatever we change it to is still going to be a representative of the nation. Right, you're dumb. You're genuinely stupid. This is just you crying over nothing. The findings follow a survey conducted among senior managers, 45% of whom were extremely concerned about discrimination towards staff. A leader of a trust said anonymously that there were safety issues around how they work in the community, with nurses regularly visiting patients in their homes alone. He said, "You're going in on your own, you're locking the door behind you. I've been into homes with people who've been convicted of sex offences, and we go in and provide care to them." Now, it sounds like the problem there is not the flag. It sounds like the problem there is not the flag. What's worse than a paedophile? A patriotic paedophile. It's like, no, I think that, if you're going alone into the home of someone who's committed sex offences, you're completely right to be concerned about that. See if there's some poor nurse having to go in there. No, I'm not going to denigrate you for that at all. You are absolutely right and justified to be worried and be very, very concerned. However, the issue there is the fact that you're going into the home of a nonce, not the fact that there's a flag flying. Right, so the flag flying, shut the fuck up, nobody cares. Going into the home of a paedophile to give them medical treatment, aye, okay. yeah, absolutely, you're perfectly justified in being concerned about that. It can be a really precarious situation, and the nurses handle that absolutely brilliantly. The autonomy and the clinical decisions they make within that, I think, is fantastic. We saw during the time when the flags went up, our staff, who are a large minority of black and Asian staff, feeling deliberately intimidated. Deliberately intimidated because of the flag. Because of the flag of the country that they're in. Then why come here? Why come here? Like, that's like me having a phobia of the sea and being afraid of the sea, and then I dive into I purposely go to the ocean and go, I'm going to the ocean today. I even get my little boat, my little high-vis fucking life jacket and all that stuff, and then I dive into the ocean and go, oh my god, I'm in the ocean. How could this happen? See if you're coming here to this country and you're offended by the flag, genuinely tough titty, I don't give a fuck. What a fucking non-issue. What a fucking non-issue. Why did you come here then? I went to this nation, and would you believe that they have a flag and they fly it? And I'm very upset about who cares. Who cares? Shut up. This is one issue that I give the least fucks about. I give the least fucks about this fucking issue. Shut up. It felt like the flags were up, creating no-go zones. That's what it felt like to them. No-go zones are a myth. No-go zones are a complete myth. There is nowhere in Britain, I've been told by the media and by every single leftist out there, that no-go zones are a complete myth. They don't exist. So shut up. No-go zones are a myth. You add that on top of real autonomous working, that real bravery of working in people's homes with an environment where it feels like it's an area that's designed to exclude them, just by flying the flag. Well, then wait till you hear about the country, because the country has the flag. The flag is a representation of the country. If you think the flag's designed to exclude you, then why was the red carpet rolled out for you? Why are you currently living here and have a job and probably receiving benefits and all that stuff? That's all under that flag. And you're trying to say that it's there to exclude you. Also, why are you coming here if you don't even like the country's flag? I thought you were here to integrate and take part and lift up the country, the flag of which it's a representation of. It's because you don't give a fuck about this country at all, do you? You're just here for the gibs. Our staff continue to work in that environment, and I think they deserve our real praise and thanks as a nation. Frankly, for doing that within those really difficult circumstances. The flag stuff, shut the fuck up. The pedo shit, yeah, okay. Yeah, you absolutely can have that. He added his trust has also seen individual instances of aggression towards staff. That's just an unfortunate thing in the NHS. I've witnessed it. I've witnessed it myself. That's just a very unfortunate thing that happens to any medical staff all over the industry. It's not even like a racist. Sometimes the abuse is racist. Most of the time, it's just some fucking drugged up or drunk guy or some junkie or just something like that. That's just, I don't know, if you talk to NHS workers, especially those that have to work in A&E, and especially the ambulance drivers that have to go pick people up, they fucking go through it. They really fucking go through it. It's not... I know people that work at it. It is not a fun job. Another NHS trust leader said that a member of staff who is white and has children of mixed heritage had asked some people putting up flags to move so that she could park her car. The individuals filmed what was happening and then followed her, and she continued to receive abuse over a series of several days. Not because she objected to the flags, but because she disturbed them, they said. Now, I would like to know the exact way that this happened. Now, see if she came out and just said, "Can you move your car, please, just so I can get out?" The average person that I know would be like, "Oh, sorry, hen. 2 seconds." Like, I mean, that's how I would have responded to that, right? But see if she came out and went, "Can you move your fucking car and fuck your fucking flags and boo boo boo," and all that stuff. Maybe that would have caused that kind of response. I'm thinking because it seems kind of weird that people would just be a complete arsehole to someone for no reason if they asked, if all they did was ask them nicely to move their car. To move so that they could get their car out. I'm willing to bet she was maybe a little bit less than polite. Maybe. However, I have no idea. I wasn't there. There are lots of stories like that. There are lots of stories where people have tried to take flags down outside of their own homes and have been abused and threatened as a consequence of that. Well, wasn't there a point where there was people that were actually getting into trouble with the police for taking down the Palestine flags? For ripping them down, and they were like, "You can't do that." And then when we try and put our own flags up, the police are going, "You can't do that." And everyone like, yeah, but that's the thing is, if it's outside of your own home, this is a whole libertarian in me speaking. Like, basically the area outside of your own home would be considered your own private property. I get that it's public property. However, they live in the community, so they do have a little bit of a say about that. If you don't want it outside of your own home, that's fine. You can go out and take it down. Right, that is... It's not a speech, it's expression. Speech and expression go very, very hand in hand. Speech is basically direct communication. Expression is actions that represent a message you want to get across. I'm not getting into the weeds on that. But still, if it's outside your own home, that's fine taking it down. However, people are allowed to then comment on your actions of you doing that. Right, but it depends. If people are saying, like, calling you an arsehole or whatever, that's fine. If people are saying shit like, "I'm going to burn your house down," that's a different thing altogether. The leader said that the springing up of flags everywhere has created another form of intimidation and concern for many, many of our staff. Cool, don't live in England then. Don't like the English flag, don't live in England. Because I don't know if you know this, but English people kind of fond of that flag. Right, if you don't like it, then don't live in England. Just don't. It's like if I say I don't like rice, don't live in an Asian country then. Because that's kind of like the staple food there. I don't like Australians, don't live in Australia then. It's very, very easy. It's very, very easy. It's just the fucking pinnacle of ignorance, like moving into someone else's country and then dictating to them immediately how they should do things. No, it's all about me. Fuck your thousands of years of history. Like, fuck it, it's all about me. I feel a bit sad when I see that flag of the country that I moved to and everything. It's just arrogance. It's just utter fucking arrogance and selfishness. That's all it is. Daniel Elks, chief executive of NHS Providers, which represents trusts, said the NHS has relied on overseas recruitment for a long time to ensure that we have the right workforce. Now, what actually happened with the NHS is basically you pay dog shit. You pay dog shit for horrible fucking hours and nobody wants to do the job. That's why you need wage slaves from the third world to actually do it, because you pay dog shit. Your pay is dog shit. I know people that work in the NHS. I know a person who has multiple positions and multiple jobs in the NHS because the pay is shit, right? And also you treat your staff like fucking arse, right? You're just terrible to your staff and you pay them like shit and you make them work nuclear fucking hours and you write them up for the tiniest little fucking thing. You treat them like crap. Right, which is why you need the third world wages who are just fucking so thrilled at the fact that they're getting paid more than £1 an hour. Right, that's why you do it. It's not ensuring we have the right workforce. What you mean by that is we need people desperate enough to work for our shit pay and our shit hours. That's what you really mean by that. We have a really diverse workforce, and without that, you can't deliver the NHS. I didn't know that chemotherapy didn't work unless one of the nurses was white and one of the nurses was black. I thought chemotherapy was all down to just the mad poison shit that they pump into your body. I didn't know that. I didn't know that the medicine and the medications and the surgery and the organ transplants and all of that stuff only works if there's a black man, a white man, a Muslim man and all that in the room. I didn't know that. I didn't know that that was required for medical procedures to actually work. You know, my bad. I'm not a doctor. Obviously, there's something that I was unaware of. We are trying to recruit from the very places where we provide healthcare, so the intake into the NHS is representative of British people from more diverse backgrounds. Professor Nicola Ranger, the Royal College of Nursing's General Secretary, said, following a summer of further racist disorder, it is little wonder a growing number of nursing staff report feeling unsafe, particularly when having to work on their own and often at night. The government and all politicians have to stop pandering to dangerous anti-migrant sentiments. Sorry, but it's becoming mainstream. We played the long game and it's becoming mainstream now. There's not Generation Z. The Z stands for something, but anyway, sentiments and employers must prioritise tackling racism and work with trade unions to develop stronger mechanisms to protect staff. Now, I thought that was the end of the article. A Department of Health and Social Care spokesperson said there was no place for intimidation, racism, or abuse in our country or our NHS, adding that threats and aggression should be reported to the police. They said the government valued the diversity of our NHS and that workers must be treated with dignity and respect. Right, I don't give a fuck about the diversity of places. I care that the staff are good. Right, I don't care. I care that the staff are good. Base it on meritocracy. As for treat them with dignity and respect, well, yeah, don't be a prick to the people that are trying to fucking help you. That's just common decency. Don't be a fucking arsehole to the nurse or doctor that's trying to fix you. Our flags represent our history, our heritage, and our values, they said. They are a symbol of our nation and belong to all of us, not just some of us. Then embrace the flags going up. If the flags are a representation of you, then be happy that the flags are going up. If it represents all of you, then just be happy about it. But you're not. It's not a case of it doesn't represent me. It's because you don't identify with the flag. You're here and you're like, oh, I'm going to move here and I'm going to be English and I'm going to be Scottish and blah blah blah. Actually, wait, not like that. Like, no, you're not. You're not interested in integrating it. You should be saluting the flag. You should be hanging the flag yourself. You should be happy about it. But you're not. And you're just telling on yourself. That's all you're doing. The survey findings come ahead of strike action by resident doctors over pay and jobs due to take place on Friday for 5 days. Oh yeah, that's a doctor strike because they're actually being told to do more appointments and actually see patients. And because see the COVID stuff, that's still there, even though COVID's long gone. The big fucking nothing burger that it was, right? See about all the GPs and everybody gets shut down, and you have to argue your case with some fucking receptionist who is in no way a doctor or a medically trained professional, and you have to argue your case with them so that you can maybe get an appointment in about a month. Right, and then they're going, no, doctors, you actually have to start seeing patients. And they went, what? Work! And then they're all going on strike over it. But anyway, this is a complete non-issue, and I genuinely don't care. I genuinely don't care. See, if you don't like the flag of a nation, don't fucking move to that nation.